Come on in, Gemini. The leaves are falling, lots of change in the air, and boy, are you changing, and for the better. I love it. I can't wait to talk to you and tell you all about it, even though you already know because you're going through it, but it's going really well. Let's just get to your reading. Gemini, 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 Gemini. Did I disturb you? I'm sorry, baby. Go back to sleep. It's okay. I'm sorry. I got slumbering kitties next to me. They're the cutest thing on earth. Gemini, 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 Gemini. I'm so interested in what your cards are going to say because you're someone who could be very active during this time period of chaos. And so it's like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's it gonna look like? What's Gemini gonna do? Oh, that one. That one. How you been? How you been? You been having a good time thus far? Just into October here, little baby. And let's see. We did kind of like that Halloween little thing that I did. It was kind of fun. And now we're doing the love and relationships. Of course, this doesn't have to be romantic. If romance comes forward, we talk about it. If not, you know, it's about the love aspect within your relationships and how it's coming forth. How you're coming forth, how people are coming forth. I actually like that one. So, let's see. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Okay. Interesting, interesting. All right. Okay, so give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back to do the reading. Okay, Gemini, this is take 2 because I had just gone through and explained everything and then realized my sound wasn't even on. So here we go again. All right, what we're talking about in the middle, which is really interesting, is you found the strength recently to say no. You said no to someone who wanted you to obey them in a way, like do it my way, and you're like, no, and you took a little hit. So, well, people don't like when you say no with that. And you know, I don't know if exactly if it was in relationships or your project, whatever, but there's an aspect to you that has found this new strength, and that's lovely. It's not always easy though when you're first doing that, because there's a lot of people that'll reject it. There's so many people that want you to stay in their lane, as they say, or they've viewed you a certain way and they don't want to view you as something new. I remember that when I worked at this restaurant, they would always have people that were, say, like servers that wanted to train as managers. They would train in one store and they would always go to a new store because the people that used to know them as like a server or what would be sometimes considered a lesser authoritative position, the people now, they could no longer work in the store that they trained as a manager as, because the people just couldn't see them that way. They couldn't see, even though they had the skills and they took on this new duty or the new identity or the new, you know, being able to say yes or no, or like, so they always had to transfer them to a new store where no one knew them, so that when they said, I need you to do this, or I'm going to say no, or I'm going to say yes, like you're going to pay attention to me. So it's fascinating with human nature. And there's the aspect of your life that there are certain people with your new ability to know what you want and say no, that they're not going to like that. And they don't want to see you in your new light in being able to say no to them. They'll adjust. Especially if there's certain people, if it's going to be in your family or super close friends, they're going to adjust or go away. So it talks about that, and I'm really happy for you that you've found that new aspect in your life. And it does say that in your past recently that you had a partnership of kind of like love and how you like to be loved. Okay, it shows within this card it shows the Lover's card, which is a karmic relationship. It's able to say within this card, normally it's like not being pleased about something within their life with the love and the emotions in their life, but there's offerings and you can't quite see like what's really good for you. Well, when it's reversed like this, it's actually seeing what's good for you. And it's being able to see the gifts that are coming through the clouds being offered to you and what you really want and what you are going to be satisfied with. And so this is just recently, just going along with when you're saying no, you can have those times where I know why I'm saying no. And this is not just to say no, this is no, it's not good for me and I'm not going to do that. And you just recently came from that within your relationships and your karmic relationships. You know, that's just a really great thing. And what's going into the future is it comes up to this star card. Now the star card really does coincide with the tower card. So you have coming into the star card, which is feeling more naked and vulnerable with a new identity that you have. But it's really good because within your environment, you just went through the tower card. And the tower card is sometimes something that comes in and it comes in and it cracks open the tower that you were in and explodes things and you go, ah, and either you have to rebuild completely, you know, it's a big boom card. It kind of destroys things, but it's usually for the better. It's usually something that is coming, you know, and it was supposed to happen. And the one thing that your cards do also say is that your angels are coming in both during the temperance here, both reversed, saying, you're not listening to us. We are trying to talk to you. Please listen to us. Right? They really need you to come in and listen to them. During all this time, they're trying to help you with telling you what to do. And so I'm loving them, you know, coming in like we're rooting for you here, but please pay attention. We're trying to give you signs and signals and of what to do with all of this. But you're doing really good because you are coming into the star card here, and the Empress. And the star card is like, sometimes I like to say, well, it does come after like a tower or a devil and something that kind of strips you naked. Within this star card, I had to. Normally the star card is someone who's naked, but I had to paint them with a bathing suit because YouTube, you know, no one can be naked and stuff like that. So, but what happens is once you've gone through something kind of traumatic, it strips you from your clothes and you're naked. You have only your core self, and the universe sees you and celebrates you, and you're connected with everything because you are a star. You are a star. But, you know, you come through it and you have to stumble out of it sometimes a little bit. And then you come back into your high priestess and your intuition and your connection with the universe. We also have down here where it's showing the Fool energy, which is the good Fool energy. The good Fool energy, when you get connected with the universe and you're flowing with the universe, it all makes sense with you being a star and being, in the positive sense, a fool and light and going with the flow with the universe, right? And it's making you more creative. It's definitely giving you, which naturally does happen, it's making you more creative. You're getting your creativity and your projects, and you're starting to get active within your creativity. So we love that. We love that. We love that. And, you know, within your angels, you know, it does say that in the past, you know, in the baseline, you were always taking on too much actions and too much stuff. And that's also probably why you had to say no. Like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to take anymore. No, no. And the angels were trying to tell you. And that's why something had to give in the tower. And there's a part when you finally just have to say no. And that can go into all aspects of your life. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing whenever someone finds that and finds their essence. People don't always like it, though. They want you to stay in your lane. And you're like, I'm not going outside of my lane. All right. So, and recently you did come across some levels of like gossip and false information, and someone trying to make you feel bad about things that haven't transpired in your life. Oh, please. People are petty like that. It doesn't feel good. And they just can't be happy for you. Like, you know, it's not like you're like making massive steps forward ahead of them, but yet they're like need to try to bring you down and remind you of like, oh, well, you know, remember this and remember that. And, you know, just please, please, it's really bad habits that people have. Forgive them for they know not what they do. Sometimes they know what they do, still forgive them anyway and say, later, I'm not dealing with that right now. Please try not to take that sort of stuff personal. People try to drag you down when you grow. It's unfortunate, but that's what we do a lot of times here in this whole earth human thing. Okay, so going on to the future. It does say something that warns you of something to be aware of. Okay, when you come into the future, there's going to be some sort of like event or something where you would like to have be noticed by or have a little bit of attention from someone, and they're not going to notice you. If anything, they're going to be looking at something else in the room or someone else in the room, and they're not going to be paying much attention to you. And it gives you a little bit of anxiety and like, why would they not notice you, Gemini? You're fabulous right now. And you're extra fabulous because you do know that you're shining. But maybe to them, it's not what they need. And that is their journey, and it's not something that they can look at. And there's another person in the room that's really noticing that, and they're like, what's up with that? But this is not the person anyway that you need attention from. Although sometimes there's just people that you would like them to notice you. You'd like them to find you kind of like attractive or have attraction to you. I get it. I understand. I know. Just letting you know that that could happen, and don't let it get you down. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing. Sometimes too, people just want to reject you because they want to have more power over you, especially if you're shining. They're like, oh, you don't affect me, and you're shining right now, and I don't like that. I'm not saying that everybody's doing that. I'm just saying sometimes, you know, that does happen, you know, with events or parties or that. So just be aware of it if it happens. You'd be like, that's no big deal. I'm going to shine. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to go do all this other stuff. Because you have been reflecting. And the one thing with the Hermit card within your reflection, it's about offerings of love that were not accepted. Fresh offerings of love. Lovely offerings of love. The Hermit really thinking about it in deep in thought of the love offerings, the cup spilt. Fresh, you know, like when you give someone fresh, new love, and they don't like accept it and love it. So sometimes the universe, when you become anew, it's that sort of thing that the universe then tests you, like, are you really over this? Are you still hanging on that? Or how well do you feel with your new identity? Let's test you. You know, and then you wanting attention from this person again that doesn't see, you know, and your offerings of your type of shine and love, and they're like, no, I don't want it. And so, like, what are you going to do with that now? You may have found your new self and to be able to say no, but how are you going to deal with rejection? Right? Those are two separate things, because there's a changing of the guards of people that happen a lot of times. Whenever you change, there's going to be a changing of the guard, and it takes a little bit of time. So, of the different changes, sometimes friends, could be jobs, it could be relationships, but I say you stay with your getting back in touch with your inner core and your intuition, and listen to your angels. They're trying to talk to you. They really want to have a good time with you and connect with you. So I don't know how you like to talk with your guides or pay attention to the signals that they give you, but they're like, hey, we're here. We're here for you. Okay, so give me a moment, and then I'll come right back with a wrap-up. Just a quick reminder to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. This will give you a feel for which energetic you're possibly experiencing right now. And if you would like a detailed personal reading, you can book a reading at ctgtarot.com. And thank you for subscribing and clicking the like button. The kitties and I are very grateful. Okay, Gemini, let's fly through this wrap-up, because it's really simple. You're doing fantastic. You just came into the strength of being able to say no to people that wanted you to obey them, and you said no, they didn't like it, but you're moving forward. You just recently handled the Tower cards, some explosions in your life, but it helped to propel you probably even to say your no's and become more naked and vulnerable and coming into your intuition. You know now what you want in love and what you need in it, and you see what proper offerings you really want with that. You were taking on too much, and the reason why the Tower card and everything, your angels are telling you, you know, we knew this was coming and we really wanted you to listen to us more, and we want you to listen to us more in the future because we wanted to help you through it. But, you know, sometimes we go through however we need to go through change. Sometimes it's a little bit with a boom before we finally say no to somebody. You're coming into your new level of identity of nakedness of your core of who you are naturally and working within the universe, and it's making you more creative and coming into your intuition. There's a little bit of gossip or people or stuff or telling you false information that made you feel not so good about things that haven't transpired or whatever. They were just trying to poo-poo on your party. We're not going to pay attention to those people. We don't like those people. So coming into the future, it does warn about the universe kind of testing you, because your theme right now is definitely with the Hermit and with the Ace of Cups is thinking about how your offerings of yourself and love and giving to people and how they at times would reject that. But you're coming into all new people with your new ability to say no and know what you want and live in that. There's going to be a changing of the guards of the different people, and some people are going to exit your life and new people are going to enter, and you don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be interesting because we have two eclipses. We have the sun and the lunar eclipse. There's going to be lots of endings, lots of completions. That's the season that we're in now, the season of change, the season of the fall, and things have to come to completion, and some things have to die, and some things go into gestation and are reborn. But that's the season we're in, and you're doing really well with it. Also, it's testing in the future with someone that you would like to pay attention to you and maybe even find you attractive, and they're not going to pay attention to you. Bottom line is, it's not going to make you feel real good, but you're going to be ready for it. And there's a friend in the room that's like, that's not right. But you guys move on, you move forward, and it's just the universe kind of testing you to say, yeah, you may have changed. Doesn't mean other people have. You may have this new light to you and energy, but do they necessarily want to see you that way? Maybe not. Maybe they're not able to. It's still not their life, and their thing that they're doing has nothing to do with you. You be in your element and your energy, and you shine, and the things that come forth will come forth and will blossom and bloom. And so I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you in your new level, finding your core identity within yourself of what's naturally you and what's good for you, and being able to say no. So it's all really, 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 really good all the way around. Really good. It's just, it's a process. It's definitely a process. So I'm excited for you. Fantastic. Me likey. All right. So have a good one. Talk to you soon. And as always, mush mush.